Hi folks, welcome to episode 23 of my tutorial series, and today we're in 3dxMax again and we're going to learn how to do UV unwrapping. UV unwrapping is basically taking an object, taking each face of an object and laying it flat so that you can draw on it with different textures and whatnot. So let's start off with something simple like a box. This is a simple box that you drag and expand like so. Now it has 6 faces, and we will see that once we start to do the UV unwrapping process. So UV unwrapping is very important for complex textures. You're probably used to just loading a complete texture onto something, but for this thing, you can add different pixels to make different colors and different colors on top of that, and really get it up to like the quality that you see in a regular video game nowadays. So what first we need to do is we need to go to this editing tab. Now, once we get to the editing tab, we need to go to the modifier list. Now, since it's all alphabetical, UV unwrap will be very much near the bottom. Unwrap UVMs. Unwrap UVWs, I mean. And once we do that, we'll be treated to this screen right here. Now, this entire screen is separated into points, edges, and polygons. We're going to focus on polygons for this tutorial. So let's just first click right here, and it should create edges for us. Basically, the edges will follow the borders of each polygon we have. So let's open UV editor like this, and once we do, we should be treated to, that's really zoomed in, one giant box area. Now this box is not directly bordered, so we need to draw our own borders, and that is as simple as using this. We can use this function to draw our own seams. Seams are basically the borders that you can see in any project. But as you can see right here, it's flat. So we need to add seams like so with this button, and then put it around every edge in order to UV unwrap. Now it's a little different in 2018. They obviously improved it some. And then when you're done adding all the edges by clicking on the edges, you click enter, and it will turn green. And anywhere that's green is an edge. So when we click this button up here, the quick peel, it'll give us our faces. So when we highlight one of these faces, like so, up here, it highlights down here and it corresponds. So in order to export this as a picture that can be used in Unity, what we need to do is go to the tools, and we want to render UVW. What I would do right now is save that to someplace where you can find it, of course. BOX, just name this box, and it'll save it as either a JPEG or a PNG. Remember, PNGs have transparency, so if you want something like a glass window, I would save it as a PNG, but for our purposes here, we will use a JPEG. There we go, save, and don't forget to click this button right here to render it. And it looks kind of weird right here, but when we open it in, let's say, GIMP, file, open, it's in my, all right, now that we've gotten the box loaded, all we need to do now is simple as, let's just go real quick and just fill this in with, and now that we have this, we'll just file export this as a JPEG. JPEG, export. Export. All right, moment of truth here. Now that I've put the box into the scene, the box we created, as you remember, now we also have the JPEG file that had our UV map on it. So let's drag and drop our UV map onto our box, and voila, we can see that the faces we drew on each side with the patterns and everything turned out pretty good. And it's that simple. Thank you for tuning in with me today, and I'll see you in the next episode.